Welcome to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skowalski of Remax Lakes. Welcome to the show.
Here we are, morning.
Good morning, and I know you brought stats.
Which is why the glasses today.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
You have to read.
The old man, I got to be able to read.
Got to read the
numbers,
spreadsheet.
so I can read the numbers. I need to make. I don't have enough room to have full sheets.
Yeah.
Right. Where I could have one number on each sheet.
Right.
Then I'd be okay.
Yeah.
These smaller numbers, not
I know.
so good.
The older I get, I'm doing that. But first, I do want to talk about you moved into the new place in North Webster.
Yeah, we did. And I know anybody that's listened to the show for a while, we talked about the bigger building that we had bought.
Yeah.
And then we had an offer we couldn't refuse, right? We sold that building. The New Family Express in North Webster is there.
That's a great building.
It's a great building. And it's a better fit for them than it was us. It was 7,500 square feet. How do we need that much? We don't need that.
Right.
Unfortunately, couldn't buy anything at that time. There was nothing available. And then we're approached to buy a building right on State Road 13 in North Webster. So we're right in the heart of the lakes.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's part of our advertising. We're in the heart of the lakes, but we are right on 132 South Main Street. It is right on State Road 13 in North Webster. We're still in the middle of getting organized, so we've moved out of the facility we were renting.
Yeah.
Got all of our stuff jammed in there. Now it's organization. So needless to say, I'm not spending a lot of time selling right now. I'm spending a lot of time moving. So we've got stuff in there. We're getting organized, but pretty excited about it. It's about 2,500 square feet. We actually have offices. We have conference room space. So pretty excited about that. And this is the last move in my career. I can tell you that.
Yes.
To be sure.
Oh, no.
I'm not doing another one.
Yeah. Moving takes a long time to get everything taken care of. So I totally get it. But
it does.
For a real estate agent, actually to make a move in January, not that bad because, I mean, the market tends
it's a little
to slow
slower,
down.
thankfully.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that it's slowed down enough. And, you know, we had decent weather. And, you know, we went from that really big building into about 900 square feet.
Yeah.
So we had already decluttered and minimized what we had. So we've still got some things that we're, you know, going to end up donating, selling, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
You know, selling those things or just ultimately trash, but not a lot. So we were fortunate to go from the much larger building into something smaller. We'd already downsized at that point. But I can tell you, having moved multiple times in just a span of, well, I guess I've owned Lake since 2013. So in 10 years, this is our fourth location, and it's all for reasons, right? It's all for good reasons. We've done well on any of the moves that we've made, but moving is no fun. So no wonder that people stay in their homes on average, you know, 7-8 years. And I'm not looking forward to ultimately when we move out of the home that we've lived in for 20 plus years. I am not looking forward to that move down the road.
You collect a lot of stuff. You get a lot of stuff. When I moved 2 blocks. And so I didn't want to pay for like a big old moving truck because I'm like, I can see the house. I can see it. And so I just used my wife's minivan to like every night I would take a trip. But it took me like 2-3 weeks to like get everything moved.
And that's us. We're moving roughly 2 blocks. So it's easy, but you also then don't load the trucks fully. Because you're like, well, we'll just come back and get it.
Right.
You don't have to play Tetris, which I've got a good friend of mine who plays Tetris very well. But we haven't had to use it. We've got the stuff there. And at some point this summer, we'll have a grand opening or something like that in the new location. But we need to get organized, get selling, so that we can afford to have a grand opening. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, true.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it up, and I guess today we wanted to talk about stats. So what did 2023 look like? You know, it's taken a while because I was on vacation the first start of January, but that was due to 2023 being a good year for me personally, for our office in general, but not necessarily so for the entire market. So. Numbers sold, 970 homes sold in the county. So these numbers are county numbers to start with. 970 sold. The average list price of whatever sold in the county was $319,440, so roughly $320,000. The median price sold was $249,900, so $250 in general. So the median price of a home in Kosciuszko County that sold in 2023 was $250. I'm sorry, the list price was $250. The average sold price was $312,900, so $313. So listed at $320, sold at $313. Okay. The median was listed at $250. Guess what? Sold at $250.
Yeah.
So the sale price to list price ratio, and this is a little bit skewed because of the average versus median, was 98% in general and 34 days on the market. So for 2023 in Kosciuszko County, the average days on market for homes, single family, when I do these numbers, I do single family, condos, and manufactured. So it throws farms out, it's no commercial, it's just residential stuff. So 34 days on the market.
That's still moving fast.
It's still moving quickly. If you remember back in the unicorn years, we were 20 days.
Oh, yeah.
19 days, 18 days. And then when we started 23, we said we were going to expect it to start to creep up, and it is. Now, it's still not outrageous, although I can tell you from a seller's perspective, if you go, more than a week, it's like, whoa, what's wrong with my property? Why isn't it selling?
Right. Yeah.
So anyways, that's the county, and after the break, we'll break it down by individual zip codes. Get a little more detail.
Very good. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Real Estate in Real Time. I'm Woody Zimmerman here with Mark Skabowski of Remax Lakes, and we're talking about 2023 stats, and you just broke down Warsaw and so forth. Now we're going to break down other communities.
Yeah, so we talked about the county.
Or the county.
Yeah, the county, and we're going to break it down by zip code. And why do we do that? Because of the impact that the lakes have in our community. We are very fortunate to live in this community, to live in this county that has the multitude of opportunities for folks on lakes in all different price ranges. It isn't just rich folk that live on lakes. I mean, there are plenty of lakes that the average Joe can afford to purchase on.
Yeah.
So as a second home or as a primary residence, whatever. I mean, we really are blessed to be in this community to have those things. It helps support our economy.
Oh, yeah.
The lakes are a big part of Kosciuszko County. We're in Warsaw, the lake city, right?
Right.
So it's important that people understand that and just know that it's not just about the extremely wealthy. There are homes that are priced in all different ranges. Now, are they higher than standard residential? Yes, they are. Anytime there's scarcity and there's strong demand for it, the price is going to be higher. But the reality is there's hope. You can find and have a lake home if you so choose.
Sure.
So I break these statistics down by zip code. So 46580, that is Warsaw proper, basically south of US 30 in the Warsaw mailing address. So that's the split. For 46580, anything south of 30 is 46580. Anything north of 30 is 46582.
Okay.
No, I'm not putting the whole geography out there because it's weird and it's tough to see, but that's the zip codes are what we're talking about. So the average home list price in 46580 was $271. Notice when we talked in the county, it was $320. In Warsaw, it was $271.9, so $272. The median was $240. Remember, the median in the county was $250. So that's all great. That's list price. What did they sell for? So the average sales price in Warsaw was $269,157. So $269,500, which is 98.99% of list price.
Right.
So 1% off. No more than 1% off on average.
Right.
Is what they're selling for. So grandma and grandpa write an offer 15% off.
No, it's
1%.
People did a good job of pricing them right. And,
and there was strong demand.
And
they were going to sell.
Right.
So average days on market 32. That's Warsaw.
Yeah.
So the 3-bedroom home, which is what I typically use because that's the average home that sells the most within any of the areas within the county. The average list price was $245,500. The average sold price was $243,200. 99.14% list to sale price. 1% off. Average days on market, 32.
Mm-hmm.
So zip code 46580, average days on market, 32 days. Zip code 46582. This is 30 North,
Okay.
Warsaw mailing, 3-bedroom. The average sold price, $319,700, so roughly $320. The days on market for that 3-bedroom was 35 days. The average sold price, $314,500, so 98.3% list to sale price. So off about what, 1.5%?
Yeah.
So still not a lot.
I mean, one house could skew that number. But
Absolutely, because it's a small sample size.
Right.
So that's 46582. This next stat will show what the impact of Lake Wawasee and the Syracuse zip code has shown.
It makes a difference.
So the average list price in 46567 is $530,000. The average list price. The average sold price is $510,000. So 96.6. So 3.5% off. So Lake homes in that zip code, people were more willing to negotiate. Right? They were willing to take 3.5% off. So 35 days on market on average.
Still moving quickly.
Still moving quickly. Let's look at a 3-bedroom in that zip code. Average list price $387,500. Average sold price $377,000. So 97.3. So about 3% off, but sold in 24 days. Lake properties 3-bedroom in that zip code.
Wow.
Are driving some of what's happening in that marketplace.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean to us within the county? The market is still good.
Yeah.
There is still pretty strong demand. There is not a lot of active listings, and I did pull just before we came on the air. I pulled what's active. There are 69 non-lake listings active on the market right now. That's whole county.
For Kosciuszko
For
County.
Kosciuszko County, there are 20 lake listings active.
Okay.
Days on market, the average is 80 days on market for non-lake. Well, and you and I were talking a little off air, 1 or 2, it's a small sample size. If you have a couple that have been on the market a long time, it's going to skew that.
Yeah.
But the reality is there still is not a lot of inventory.
No.
Sellers, we're still looking for inventory. Buyers, there is still hope. There is still hope. You're able to negotiate a little bit. You're not going to negotiate 10, 15%. But if you price it right, it will still sell, and they're still selling pretty quickly. I know we're 30 days on market. That's still extraordinary to only be 30 days to where you get an accepted offer on a property.
Yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
amazing. So market is still strong. Just it's a little bit slower right now, but still strong.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it looks like predictions for 2024 are pretty good.
It is the same. We're going to expect to see prices go back to more normal and strong demand throughout the year.
Great information today, Mark. To continue this conversation with Mark, make sure you reach out, your contact info.
Sure. Website, skabowskiteam.com. My phone number is 574-527-0660. Give me a call.
All right, very good. Look for us on YouTube as well. You've been listening to Real Estate Real Time. Have yourself a wonderful weekend.